Hello, konnichiwa, this is Asuna, and welcome back to new Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony, Chapter 4, Court Preparation. So, in the last video, we finished up our investigation, for Miu, of course, as you can see. We left the virtual world, and then we learned some new things with Monotaro. We actually got a bunch of truth bullets last episode. But yeah, now we are just getting ready for the trial. Okay, skills. I think I'm gonna go off for a minute and I'm going to rearrange my skills a little and probably add some skills because I know we got a bunch from the casino. So I will rearrange all of those right now. Okay, I've finally set all of the skills that I'm going to use. I've actually maxed out all of my slots that I have available. So I'll just quickly read through them. So I have Envious Influence, increases maximum influence a lot, increases maximum focus a lot. And then I have Makes the Reticle Stop Shaking, increase the speed of fire truth bullets. The focus gauge drains slower while concentrating and during fever time, which is nice. The silencer shoots bigger shots, which is kind of the biggest change. It's one of the, more slot-heavy skills, but I'm pretty sure we got it at the casino, and originally I had, what was it? I had the one that I got from playing the demo, the machine gun. But I decided to change it to the shotgun just to switch things up. I also have the grenade, but that needs a lot more slots. So maybe once I max out my slots, even though I'm pretty sure I can only go up to 99 slots. But anyways, yeah, we'll try grenade another time. So instead I just have the silencer shoots bigger shots. We'll see how that goes. And then Mind's Eye reveals V-points, which is important. Saint Miko's ability silences all conversations except those the reticle is on. Increases the size of slashes, allows you to undo your last action with escape, which I probably won't really use, but it's still nice. And then Be Heaven makes the beats easier to hit during argument armament. So yeah, overall, I think we're pretty stacked. Anyways, let's check the handbook now. We'll check the truth bullets, review truth bullets. Okay, let's just quickly go through all of them. Monokuma File 4. The victim is the ultimate inventor, Miu Iruma. The victim's body was discovered in the computer room on the 4th floor of the school. The estimated time of death is 6:30 a.m. No injuries can be found on the victim's body. Man, so many murders occur on the 4th floor. Miu's corpse. Miu was found grasping her neck with both hands. She died with her eyes open and an expression of agony on her face. As the first to log out, Kibo was the first to discover Miu's body. For a second I thought that said Kaede. She still had her visor on at the time. Small bottle of poison. A bottle of poison from the Ultimate Detective's lab. It was found on Kokichi's seat. Oh. The poison is neutralized if it is mixed into anything, but it is still quite dangerous and even a small amount will kill someone. It causes subjunctival hemorrhaging, making its victim's eyes completely bloodshot. Device instructions. For the visor to function, they need to be plugged into the computer with 2 specific cords. The red cord is for consciousness, and the blue cord is for memory. It is unknown what would happen if the cords were plugged into the wrong slots, but there's a chance that some kind of glitch might occur. Tsumugi's account. While Tsumugi was searching for the secret of the outside world in the virtual world's mansion, she saw Miu's avatar through the window. Loud noise. While Shuichi and Tsumugi were in the mansion's kitchen in the virtual world, they heard a loud sound as though something crashed into something else. Shortly after, while they were both in the entrance hall, they heard Kibo's voice, despite the fact that he should have been past the map loading point. Events at the chapel. While looking for the secret of the outside world, Miu volunteered to search outside the chapel and split up from Himiko and the others. While Himiko, Maki, and Kibo were searching inside the chapel, they heard a loud sound as though something hit the chapel from the outside. When they went to investigate, they found Miu's avatar on the ground. Himiko and the others ran back to the mansion to log out and check on Miu, but with no bridge, they couldn't cross the river. It was there they met up with Shuichi. Kaito's account. Kaito was the only one logged out from the virtual world. While he was looking for the secret of the outside world on the mansion's rooftop, a ring of light appeared around his feet and he was suddenly logged out against his will. Not knowing if it was okay to log back in or not, he went to his room and slept. Killing Game Simulator. The Killing Game Simulator's text file contained the following information. Objects can't break. Avatars cannot be injured. However, the body's 5 senses are connected to the avatar, and any damage an avatar takes is felt by the user's real body. If an avatar takes fatal damage, then the real body will also die from shock. Besides that, the virtual world is the same as the real world, down to the laws of physics. There are no special travel methods such as vehicles or warps. Login logout record. With the exception of Miu, who died before she could log out, everyone only logged in and out once each. The timestamps for their logins and logouts are as follows. 23:02, Himiko, Tsumugi, Kaito, Kibo, and Shuichi logged in. So, in other words, 11:02. 11:03, Maki logged in. 11:04, Kokichi and Goto logged in. 11:06, Miu logged in. And then 5:17, Kaito logged out. 6:55, Kibo logged out. 6:55, Himiko logged out. 6:55, Maki logged out. Then at 6:56, Goto logged out. And then Tsumugi, and 2 minutes after, Shuichi logged out. And 2 minutes after, at 7 o'clock, Kokichi logged out. Map of the mansion. The first floor of the mansion in the virtual world has a salon, a dining room, a kitchen, and a bathroom. The second floor is only the rooftop. While looking for the secret of the outside world, Kokichi searched the salon, Tsumugi searched the dining room, Kaito searched the rooftop, and Goto searched outside the mansion. Oh, now we actually get to see the rooftop map. And then the virtual world is surrounded by walls on all 4 sides, and there's a loading point between the 2 areas of the map. Oh, I just realized, maybe not, but like on this map that they're showing here, the border, they actually show like a gray border instead of just the black border all around. Like, it's kind of making it obvious that there is a border on the y-axis on both sides. The loading point splits the map into 2 sides, the mansion side and the chapel side. When going through the map loading point, sight and hearing are momentarily cut off. In order to go between the mansion and chapel, it is necessary to go through the map loading point and across the river that runs parallel to it. Toilet paper found on the ground outside the mansion. Signboard used as a bridge. A signboard just long enough to use as a bridge to cross the river. There's only one in the virtual world. Miu threw it into the river, but it was later found stuck on the rocks in the river by the mansion. Miu and Kokichi's meeting. While everyone was gathered at the chapel, Miu told Kokichi to meet her on the rooftop of the mansion. However, when everyone was deciding how to split up to search for the secret of the outside world, Miu volunteered to search the chapel. And then lattice near the chapel, found on the ground by Miu's avatar, was not seen in the chapel before that point. Hammer, found on the ground by Miu's avatar. Miu claims she had rewritten the virtual world's program to delete all dangerous objects that could be used as weapons. Cell phone, found on the ground by Miu's avatar. Like the phone in the salon, it allows its users to log out by saying their name into it. However, it can also be used to force someone else to log out by saying their name into it. Miu's avatar, found frozen and collapsed in the snow between the chapel and the wall where the virtual world ends. When a user logs out, their avatar disappears, but if the user's real body dies, the avatar stays in the virtual world. Since the avatars cannot be injured, it does not look any different from when Miu was alive. Everything in the Killing Game Simulator is assigned one of 2 categories, human or object. Most avatars are set to human. However, Miu's avatar was the only one that was set to object. Kokichi in the salon. Kokichi agreed to meet up with Miu on the rooftop, but because the door to the rooftop was locked, he couldn't. Because of that, he returned to the salon and decided to search there. There are no witnesses who can confirm whether or not Kokichi was actually in the salon. Wall added by Miu. Coordinates in the virtual world are represented on an X and Y axis. Miu added a wall along the length of the Y axis. The wall had a special setting that allowed non-human objects to pass through it. Setting on Kokichi's avatar. Kokichi's avatar had a special setting. If Miu touched him, he would be unable to move. Avatar error. When everyone logged in for the first time, an avatar user error occurred. And that's the last one. So yes, those are the clues that we have so far. And now let's just see what the possibilities of each person killing Miu are. So Shuichi, obviously there's no way that he could have been the culprit because first off, he doesn't have any motive and we saw everything he did. Of course, they did like blackout while he was investigating the kitchen, so we don't know for sure like what he could have been doing at that time when we just couldn't see him. But if he wanted to leave the kitchen, there are no windows in the kitchen, so he would have had to have gone past Tsumugi, who was investigating the dining room. And then we'll just go in order. Kaito, obviously, like Kaito's like the red herring. It's easy to suspect him because, you know, it's Kaito. He wasn't there when we discovered the body. He was suddenly logged out. But we've also already, just through the investigation, have cleared him of suspicion because we know that Miu was like 99% killed in the virtual world because there are no exterior injuries, and the poison causes bloodshot eyes, which she doesn't have. So we know it couldn't have been Kaito. Ryoma, obviously not. Rantaro is always a culprit. Gonta, we'll go to Gonta last. Kokichi is the most likely suspect just because he's been really weird all throughout the investigation, trying to be our buddy. He's obviously hiding certain things, and he was suspicious this entire chapter. Suddenly he was just okay with everyone. And yeah, he really is controlling everything that's going on with whether it's with going to the virtual world, the actual investigation, and we'll see later with the class trial. He really leads it more than ever. But yeah, Kokichi, he's like the second most likely suspect, but again, it's only chapter 4, so a lot of people, like, if they know the pattern, they'll wait until chapter 5, because obviously that's when, like, Nagito died. That's when a lot of stuff changed in DR1 as well. That being said, Byakuya had his development in chapter 4, so maybe this could have been a turning point for Kokichi. Who knows? But yeah, he's like he's kind of a suspect, but I don't think a lot of people think he actually killed Miu. Yeah. And Korekyo, who? Kibo, I think, okay, it's kind of impossible to suspect Kibo, Himiko, and Maki just because they have a solid alibi. They were together the entire time, no doubt. Like, they've never said anything, like, about suspecting each other. They were just together the entire time. So there's no way that they could have done anything unless the three of them plotted to kill Miu together, which is very unlikely. And then Kirimi, Himiko, again, same thing with Kibo. There's no way that she could have done it because her and Maki all had an alibi within each other. And then Chanko, Tsumugi. Tsumugi is a likely suspect. She, honestly, if I were playing this game blind, she probably would have been one of my suspects. Just because, 1, she hasn't done much this chapter. 2, her ultimate research lab opened up in chapter 4, which is a red flag. And then she's had a history of not really liking Miu, but then suddenly once she's dead, she's kind of fine with Miu. But yeah, Tsumugi's really the only one that's, other than Kokichi, that's shown a dislike towards Miu. Of course, that's not enough of a reason to commit murder, But, you know, maybe after unlocking her research lab, Tsumugi realized something, or realized that, oh, hey, there's a Comic-Con that I need to go to later this month. Or, you know, you never know with the motives. But she also had easy access to the roof because she was in the dining hall. All she would have had to do is go up. And yeah, so she is a very likely culprit. We also just haven't... She really contributed basically nothing to the investigation as well. Maybe just like one account. And that's it. Which is basically the same with all the other chapters. But, you know, yeah. So she would have been one of my most likely suspects. And then Angie, Miu. Miu would have been another one of my suspects just because she seems... Like, with all the evidence that we've gotten throughout the investigation, she herself seems really suspicious. She logged in last. She was acting really weird all throughout our time in the virtual world. Everyone was kind of being mean to her while we were there, too. Like, there was a lot of Miu slander when we were in the virtual world, too. So, like, she would have a motive to killing one of us. And then, yeah, we've gotten a bunch of evidence pointing that she lied to us about the rules of the virtual world, and she programmed certain settings. She was the only one who had a weapon, which was the hammer. She also had the phone, so she was most likely to log Kaito out. She planned to meet with Kokichi on the rooftop. She was the one that threw away the bridge that we had. She kind of decided where most people were going to investigate. So, like, and she was very pushy about us going to the virtual world. So Miu would have been my number one suspect, probably. Miu and then Tsumugi, and then maybe Kokichi. But definitely those two would have been most suspicious for me. And then Kaede is always the culprit. She is the most suspect out of everyone. And then finally, Gonta. I would not have guessed that Gonta would be the culprit. I mean, maybe, but like, he's really done nothing to cause suspicion towards himself. He did not contribute anything to the investigation at all, didn't give us a single clue, mainly because he was just confused the entire time. And that's fair. If you know you have nothing to do with the murder, then how are you supposed to contribute? Because yeah, Gonta is not the culprit. Gonta is not the culprit. He was just used. Obviously, we know that. But like, the fact that he like doesn't even know, and I don't want to get into it. I don't want to think about it. It's gonna make me sad. Let's see what we did when we hung out with Gonta. You know, the more positive things. Level 1. Gonta is obsessed with being a gentleman. It's a bit strange that he grew up in the wild, but his enthusiasm and his positive attitude is endearing. Yes, it is. Level 2. The family that raised him for 10 years is actually lizard people. He has also fought many martial artists that made their way through his forest. He must like me a lot to be comfortable telling me that story. Aww. Yeah. Gonta Gokuhara 6'6". Wow. His birthday is January 23rd. 123. He likes arthropods, dislikes bananas, and he is the ultimate gentleman and entomologist. And then we have Miu. Level 1. The inventions Miu shows off are all incredible, but so absurd that they seem like a waste of technology. She seems to have taken a liking to me after I supported her eccentric inventing habit. Aww. Miu was really nice. Miu has been like so helpful to us the entire game. Chapter 1, she made the cameras for Kaede and Shuichi and sensors, and she also created the drone camera, which basically like cracked the case. And then chapter 2, I don't think she did much. But chapter 3, she like gave Kibo his upgrades, and I guess same thing with chapter 2, since I guess Kibo had the recording function before. But yeah, Miu gave Kibo the photography function. Miu could have been the ultimate photographer. But yeah, chapter 3, if we didn't have Kibo's camera function, then we wouldn't have been able to have figured out that Kyo set up the seance a certain way. And then chapter 4, we have obviously the virtual world. It's all her creation. She also did plan out an interesting case, murder. Tried to kill the person that we all would have liked her to have succeeded with. And then chapter 5, she still helps us out, and same thing with chapter 6. Chapter 5 in terms of the electro bomb, electro hammers, those things. And then chapter 6 with the bug vacuum. And yeah, her other inventions along those lines. But yes, Mia was wonderful. Level 2, she gifted me some of her inventions, but I wasn't sure how to react to them. She seemed to be happy that I was grateful for them, though, and told me a secret she hasn't shared with anyone. Ah, yes, well, yeah. We miss Mew. Oh wait, I want to check. What is she like? Mew Irumo, 5'8". She's pretty tall too. Birthday is November 16th. She likes children's television and she dislikes taking it easy. The ultimate inventor. Both of the characters are so great. And yeah, the students enter a virtual world to try and find the truth of the outside world, but somehow Mew is killed. This trial blends a virtual world, I'm speaking like Goto, with the real world. Yeah, this trial blends a virtual world with the real world. How exciting! And I don't have to change difficulty. I have logic to mean, action to kind. Should I maybe move action to normal? We'll try it with normal. We'll see how that goes. Especially since I have a bunch of skills, I think it's fine if I set it to normal. And yes, thank you all for watching. Let me know your thoughts and what your first impressions were. Like, who did you think was the killer in this case? What do you think happened? How do you think it all went? Yeah, let me know all of your thoughts down below. I would love to check them out. Let me know your theories on how you would have thought the trial would have gone and all sorts of stuff like that. Just your thoughts on this chapter. And I hope to see you all in the next video where we will finally start the class trial. See you all then. Bye!